So what if the key to solving one of farming's oldest problems isn't actually in the soil, but hundreds of miles above our heads? It's pretty wild, but today we're going to see how satellites are becoming maybe the most powerful tool a farmer has for getting water to their crops.
I mean, that's really the big question, isn't it? We have more and more people to feed every year, but we've only got so much water to go around. Figuring this out is, without a doubt, one of the most critical challenges of our time.
Okay, get ready for this number, 70%. That's how much of our planet's fresh water gets used for agriculture. Just let that sink in for a second. It means that if we can make farming even just a little more water efficient, that's not a small improvement. That is a massive game changer for the entire planet. And the stakes are just getting higher. By 2025, which is right around the corner, it's estimated that nearly 2 billion people will be living in areas with severe water shortages. This isn't some far-off, distant problem. It's happening right now. So to really get our heads around this huge global challenge, we actually need to zoom in, way in. We're going to the Koga Irrigation Scheme in Ethiopia. This is a place where managing water smartly isn't just a goal, it's a matter of survival. You can really think of this KATA scheme as a lifeline. It's this whole network of canals that brings water to 7,000 hectares of farmland, and it supports about 6,500 households, so you can bet that out here, every single drop of water really counts. And what are they growing? Well, it's the staples you see right here. We're talking wheat, potato, maize, and tomato. These aren't just plants in a field. They are the absolute backbone of the local economy, and they are crucial for the country's food supply. Okay, so this brings us to the real heart of the challenge. To use water efficiently, you need data. It really is that simple. You can't manage what you don't measure. And for so many farmers, just getting their hands on that data is the biggest hurdle they face. And this is exactly why it's so tough. In places like Koga, you just don't have weather stations on every corner. They're few and far between. So if you don't have that basic ground-level data, farmers are pretty much just guessing. They're operating in the dark. Now, to water your crops perfectly, you need to measure something called, and it's a mouthful, evapotranspiration. It sounds super scientific, but all it really means is the crop's thirst. It's how much water the plant and the soil around it lose to the atmosphere. If you can measure that, you know exactly how much water to get back. So if the data you need isn't on the ground, where do you look? Well, you look up. This is where the story gets really cool. Researchers turn to some incredible technology to get a totally new perspective from space. They brought in two amazing tools. First up is WaPOR. Think of it like a special water camera orbiting the Earth, giving us real-time info. Then there's ERA5 Land, which is basically a super detailed digital twin of the Earth, simulating its climate and land conditions. So you've got one tool looking down and another modeling from the ground up. Two different ways to see the exact same thing. Okay, I know this looks complicated, but trust me, the idea is pretty simple. On the left, you've got the data coming in from the satellite and the climate model. In the middle, computers are crunching all those numbers. And then on the right, you get the final answer, a precise estimate of exactly how much water the crops need. It's like a high-tech recipe for figuring out a plant's thirst. But how do you know if your cool space-age solution actually works? You need something to compare it to. You need a benchmark. And this is it. These bars show the actual amount of water each crop needed, measured the old-fashioned way, right there in the fields. This was the bullseye the satellites had to hit. So, this was the million-dollar question. Could these eyes in the sky, these complex computer models, could they really see what was happening on the ground accurately enough to be useful? Could they deliver data that farmers could actually trust? So, how'd they do? Let's dive in and look at the results. And wow, just look at this. You don't have to be a data scientist to see this is good news. Each little dot is a measurement. That straight line going up the middle, that's a perfect match. And you can see how tightly all those dots are hugging the line. That's a visual sign of incredible accuracy. It means the data from space was almost a perfect mirror of what they were seeing in the fields. And let's put some hard numbers to it. Just look at wheat. The actual observed need was 532 millimeters. The WaPOR satellite came back with 510. I mean, that is incredibly close. Or maize, 603 observed on the ground, 589 from the satellite. You can see for yourself, right down the line, the view from space was a near-perfect reflection of what was happening on the ground.
And what's so powerful about this is that the technology doesn't just work. It gives you really useful insights. For instance, the data made it crystal clear that maize is the thirstiest crop in the region. That makes total sense, right? It's got a long growing season, big leaves. Of course it needs more water. That's exactly the kind of simple, powerful information a water manager needs.
So you see, this is so much more than just one successful experiment. The implications here are huge. This really points the way toward a future of smarter agriculture for everyone, everywhere.
The researchers themselves really put it best. They said this isn't just an academic exercise. It's a powerful new tool for everyone involved in the food system, from the policymakers in the capital city all the way down to the farmers standing in the field. Ultimately, what this does is bridge a massive data gap. It gives farmers who have been, working in the dark, the kind of precise information they need to save water, cut their costs, and get the most out of every single harvest. It's really about leveling the playing field. It's kind of amazing when you stop and think about it. The journey to solve a problem in a single field in Ethiopia literally took us to orbit. It just proves that sometimes to solve our biggest problems right here on the ground, we need a completely new perspective. It really makes you wonder, what other huge challenges are just waiting for us to look at them from above?